The reason why you have this liaison phase that happens in the month of August is to highlight whatever this pattern of the Seven of Swords and Nine of Wands behavior is. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a fear of the past or you knowing that you leave things undone, the whole premise of this month is before you guys move forward, whatever it is that's left unfinished, put a period at the end of the sentence and get rid of the semicolon. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your August soul session. I'm Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not or whatever. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and all that good stuff and whatnot, or whatever. Since we have a bunch of cards that fell out, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. First card out, we have the Three of Cups. Every time I see that, I like to say it's a celebration, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, the next card is the Seven of Swords. And when I see that, I like to say, come on, all of my people who've been here for some time, say it with me. Let's say it together. What you skip will trip you up later. You know what I'm saying? Then the next card that we have is the Fool card, and that is Aries energy. So what it is looking like, my wonderful Gemini friends, is coming out of the month of July and into August. It was a celebration, goddammit. It's more or less coming together either with yourself or with other people. If we were to look at it in the most mundane sense, some of you could have gone to a birthday party celebration. You could have went to a wedding or something of the sort. But I'm really seeing it more or less as you guys coming into one accord with yourself, which most certainly is a celebration. Or it's literally just you guys spending time with other people, or there being some sort of a reunion between you and other people that are important to you. And it could very well be because of, the whole separation thing we've been going through for some time. And it may be some friends you haven't seen in some time, and you guys kind of reconnecting at the latter part of July. I do want to clarify it to get a little bit more information, because with this Seven of Swords coming up, this is more or less a forewarning before a new cycle starts, meaning that you guys could be coming into the month of August in a place where you're in a good place, like you're in a very festive kind of mood. You're excited about the future. However, it's more or less a forewarning to tie up loose ends. So it's more or less with this Fool being here, there is a new beginning, a new cycle that is starting for Geminis in the month of August. However, I feel that there is some unfinished business, and I think that the sense of excitement that you guys may be feeling could influence you to want to just kind of toss some stuff to the wayside, overlook a few things. But the thing that's important is you, and much like what I told Taurus too, so if you have that in your chart or you're a cusper, most certainly go check that out. But I gave this whole analogy with them where it's kind of like when we get excited about something new and we're like kind of in a rush to jump into the next cycle, there could be residual energies that were dragging from the old cycle into the new. And I compared it to a seed, and that seed is going to take root, and the thing that you skipped will trip you up later. And the fact that that seed is going to sprout into a proverbial tree in the new cycle, and we don't want none of that. But I'm going to go ahead and clarify this Three of Cups to see what we're talking about here. And here's the dealio. I have frog voice. I don't know where it's coming from. I've already been told I'm supposed to be drinking tea, but I think tea is just gross. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like chai tea, like a chai tea latte, I can fool with that. But if any of you guys are tea drinkers out there, you know what I'm saying? And you can suggest some tea that isn't nasty to your friend Princess, I would really appreciate it. Because I just don't like the taste of tea. I need like some baby tea suggestions, just a little side note. Help me out. I'm a Gemini rising, we're here. Anywho, let's go ahead and clarify this Three of Cups. Let's see here. What is this Three of Cups about? Spit it. Work with me card. Oh, interesting. Letter. Okay, so what that's really looking like, Gemini, good news came in for you guys. So whether that's I think, well, I mean, unless you get late acceptance, because we're in August, I don't think an acceptance letter for college would be sent out this late unless it's like for you starting the next semester. So if that's the case, congratulations. Some of you guys may have gotten a job, you know, or this could be just a letter from a person. But the whole thing is what I'm picking up on is that prior to whatever this is, like this information, this message that came in the latter part of July, what I'm being shown to point out is before this good news came in that got you guys excited, what was it that you were working on prior to that? You know, whatever that was is the thing you need to tie up the loose ends with, because if you don't, when this whole new thing starts, this may be something that kind of comes back that, you know, could cause issues in the future. I don't know why I want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. This might be for one person. And this is weird. Like if you were dating somebody, right? And I don't know if it was one of those situationship type of situations, but you just kind of never told them that y'all weren't together anymore, you might want to tell them, you know, because if I were to really like stretch this out into like a full scenario, it would be one of these things, which is why I say this is like for one person. It would be a scenario where, like, say Gemini is dating someone, right? And there's no title on it. And like if a person were to like pop up and get married, and you just like see on Instagram or something their wedding pictures, and you're like, huh? Like you were even engaged type of thing. So I don't know on what side of the fence that would fall on, but I think it would be right to tell a person, and not saying that's literally happening, but that's just the energy signature that I'm picking up on. If it involves another person, I think it would be fair to say, like, period at the end of the sentence, like this, like I'm engaged and my wedding is next week type of thing, but not literally that, but in that same energy signature, it would be nice to say period at the end of the sentence instead of leaving it a semicolon, because if you don't, that could cause problems for you moving forward. Just throwing that out there. Don't shoot the messenger. Anywho, the next card that we have is the Hanged Man. And since I went blank on this card, what was that, in July? I just put all the signs with it. You know what I'm saying? So we're saying that this is Cancerian energy, it's Aquarius energy, and Pisces energy. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is from here on out. But we have the Hanged Man card right after this Fool card. So I feel the thing is here, once you guys go through this new cycle, and for some of you, like some of you, this is literally like a job, school, where it's a tangible thing that you have evidence for this being a new thing. For others of you, this is just like an energetic shift, but I feel on either case, but more for the people where this is just an energetic shift, where it's kind of like a fresh start with something. I feel there's like a liaison phase, not necessarily like a block. I just feel that it's almost like a plateau. So it's all of this really, really, really excited energy, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a roller coaster, and you think you're going up and you're going to drop, right? But it's almost like going up and you're like, oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden it's just a straight line and you're like, oh, all right. So this is kind of like the vibe that I get. Don't get discouraged with this though, because I just feel that's how the energy is shifting. It's a lot of excitement to go into this new beginning, but then it just kind of plateaus. However, with this plateau that you guys hit, it's a need for it, because I feel that there's some clarity that you guys need to gain in that interim time. So very well, if I were to go back to the Seven of Swords, Gemini, what this literally could be, Like, say if you watched this reading like late or something, right? And at the time that you watch it, you're in this kind of plateau period, right? Where the excitement is just kind of like stasis, right? It would be piggybacking to this Seven of Swords, where this time frame would be best used to wrap up whatever it is that was left undone because of the excitement to start this new cycle. There's things that are left undone. I'm even feeling with this like a job or like moving, like getting a job in another city or moving to like another apartment or something like that. And it's like being so excited about getting the place that it's certain stuff you're leaving undone. And I don't know what that could be. I don't know if it's like maybe stuff that you left there or, you know, repairing damages to the house so you get your deposit back or something like that. But the whole thing is you guys being overly excited. I feel that's something you guys needed, but it's being so excited that things just slip through the cracks. But this pause time that comes is for the sole purpose of you guys remembering those things that slip through the cracks, or kind of going back through it with a fine-tooth comb, because the excitement led to leaving things behind. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. That is why this is coming out. I get it. So here's the dealio. Okay, that's too many cards. Here's the thing, Gemini. The reason why this Hanged Man time for you to gain clarity is important. So like this pause after this new beginning and to not allow it to trigger you. I said something similar to another sign last month. I can't remember who it was. It's like misunderstanding the pause, right? So it's kind of like good stuff happens. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. So you're expecting something bad to happen. And when this pause happens, the pause is literally only there because it's like, hey, before it is that we move forward, take some time to, you know, fix those things that you skipped, tie those loose ends, and make sure that how you're moving forward with this is above board. If you need to tell someone that you're getting married, right? Tell them, you know what I'm saying? That's what this pause time is for. However, I feel that this kind of plateau period, which is very much temporary, yeah, I feel for some Geminis, this could end up becoming triggering, and you could end up changing your whole vibration because it's like seeing it as denied as opposed to delayed. So thinking that like you got overly excited and, oh, I counted my chickens before they hatched, now it's not going to happen. And that's not the case at all. The only reason why this brief pause is happening is to deal with this Seven of Swords, because with this just sitting in the middle, there's something very clear that you guys have kind of rushed through, if you will. And I feel too with this Nine of Wands falling under this Seven of Swords, this feels like a I want to say pathology. I'm just going to say it because I feel like saying it. But it feels like a pathology, really meaning like a pattern that Geminis get into, where it is that it's like you get super excited about something, right? And you get consumed by the excitement, you get consumed by the celebratory nature or the ideal of it or what could be type of deal. And you end up skipping things, but it's almost like the things that you skip build interest. So then when it pops up on the news cycle, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're double working yourself. So you're now working on the new beginning and still having to go backwards to tie up loose ends with all this other stuff. And then it's like getting overwhelmed, you know? So much like how I was saying with Taurus, it's like this is a lesson of nipping things in the bud, if you will, and not leaving things undone for extended periods, you know? So it's a different kind of manifestation of this energy for you guys. It's just kind of being in a slump, things are stagnant. Oh my gosh, something great happens. I'm so excited. And whatever it is that you were working on before, it's like everything just gets left right there. And then it's on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And when you're on to the next thing, it's like, da 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 da, this is exciting. This is great. You're doing that, right? And I feel this pause, like this plateau, right? This may not be something that's ever happened before, but it's kind of like if your creative juices are flowing and suddenly like that stream of consciousness just stops, right? And when that stream of consciousness stops, or you get writer's block or whatever the case may be, it's like with this 9 of Wands, it's going into a panic, still not thinking about this stuff that's still left undone back here, but it's going into a panic and being like, oh, I know that this was too good to be true. I knew that this wasn't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then with this Chariot, which is the next card that came out for you guys, is Cancerian energy. You're in a discord with yourself. So you're not on the same page with yourself. And now you're moving forward in this cycle, much like the one that you left out of. And the reason for that, and mind you, that stuff is still laying over here undone. And it never came to the mindset of the Gemini that the reason why this pause happened is this stuff that's back there that's left undone, right? This fear gets provoked, thinking that you're not getting what it is that's for you, or, you know, it was all like a big fudge or ruse or something like that. And your mind's now in discord with itself. And now you're moving forward into this new cycle in discord, which just perpetuates more discord. Still not even thinking about the stuff back here that's still been left undone, right? So I feel this is happening this way, Gemini. It's for you guys to be consciously aware of this. So whatever it is that you guys were working on before this good news came in, it's the thing that's important to do this month, to tie up the loose ends with the old stuff, right? The good stuff is still coming, but just help yourself out. You feel what I'm saying? To tie up those old loose ends so that you're able to start fresh and new. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have no chicks that's showing up at your house, beating down the door, talking about, ain't nobody told me that you had a wife. You know, I'm just kidding. But anywho, at the bottom of you guys' deck, we have the 5 of Wands, the good old Petty LaBelle card. I love how all of my cards I've nicknamed came out in this reading. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. But anyway, but we have the Petty LaBelle card. We have the 5 of Wands. So this is speaking to the conflict that's underpinning this entire situation. So if there's any unrest that you're feeling, Gemini, again, going back to this Hangman and this 9 of Wands, if there's any type of unrest, if there's any type of conflict, it is because there's a lack thereof of clarity, or there is business that has been left unfinished. And I think even too, if I were to say with this 5 of Wands too, it's and this is something I'm totally guilty of as a Taurus, I don't particularly care for conflict. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fan of it. Like, if I have to deal with conflict, I'll deal with it, but it's not like my favorite thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But I feel with this too, it's a little bit of an avoidance of responsibility that I'm seeing with this too, because with the 5 of Wands, of course, it being at the bottom of the deck, it's like the why all of this stuff is happening. And it's like this 7 of Swords behavior, like the skipping things, is quickly moving on to the next thing. It's almost kind of like a sneaking out the back door kind of vibe. And it's like not wanting to have to take ownership for something or face something. So even like ghosting, right? So you think about, this would be a perfect example of ghosting, right? It's like, you don't want to hurt the person's feelings by breaking up with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to go through the awkwardness of just being like, so this kind of isn't working for me. It's not you, it's me. You know, you don't want to go through that awkward conversation, or the person being like, why can I fix it? So you just kind of fade into the background because you don't want to deal with the conflict of it. You know what I'm saying? That's also a vibe that I get with this, but I feel that this is something that Spirit is highlighting, because this 7 of Swords behavior, you know what I'm saying? And child, see, when I stare at cards too long, too much stuff start coming up. The 7 of Swords behavior is like a pattern of how one deals with stuff. It's just kind of slipping out of the situation to avoid this conflict, in so many words, and to just kind of go on to the next thing. But I feel the reason why this keeps circling around and keeps repeating, or why it is, because if we were to look at this Nine of Wands and say it in the sense of like paranoia, you know what I'm saying? It's it's almost like a subconscious paranoia of, and I say subconscious because it wouldn't be consciously thinking this, like that whole feeling of waiting for the other shoe to drop, or I knew this was too good to be true. All of those thoughts are coming from a root of paranoia of the past coming back to bite someone in the butt. And it's because in the subconscious, it's being fully subconsciously aware, right, of slipping out of situations through this and avoiding that conflict, which is understandable, but it's not taking personal accountability. You know what I'm saying? So all of the hiccups and the unbalance and the conflict that comes, or these feelings of like paranoia or distrust, or, you know, that one has to protect themselves, or I have to protect this thing that I have so no one takes it away from me kind of vibe. All of that is coming from one's subconscious awareness of this pattern of knowing that there's a lot of stuff that's been left undone. If I were to give another example to explain what this would look like in a people situation, it would be like a dude who ghosted every single chick he's ever dated in his life, right? And then he's finally found the person that he really, really wants to be with, and he doesn't trust her at all. You know what I'm saying? He thinks that, and I say not even just ghosted, like he ghosted and just cheated on every chick he's been with. So now when he finds the person that he loves and really wants to be with and commit to, he's suspicious of, she's not really going where she says she's going. Who you talking to? Like, who was that text that you got at 2 a.m.? And, you know, oh, I'm going to have a girls' night, and home dude driving by like to see if she's really at the restaurant. All of that stuff has nothing to do with the chick that he's with now. It's his own guilt from all of the stuff it is that he knows that he's done to people throughout his life. And he's not consciously thinking this. It's like, I just don't trust her because she's sneaky. You know what I'm saying? But he's not consciously aware of all of the guilt that he may have suppressed in reference to all of these women that he screwed over. It's now he's projecting it onto the present girl because he's terrified, all subconscious, right? Consciously, he just thinks, ooh, she cheating. I know that she up to something, da, 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 da. But subconsciously, he's terrified of this woman doing to him what he's done to all of these other people. You feel what I'm saying? But it takes us, like, those are things that typically come out in therapy. It's like, oh, I don't trust my partner. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like, you know. Then we dig into history and find out that in every single relationship this person was in, they cheated and ghosted. And it's like, do you see any connection between how you were in past relationships and what it is that you're feeling, you know, with your current partner? Hashtag hangman. That's usually when people are like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid that she's going to do what I've done to people in the past. Whoa, I never, you know what I'm saying? So that's literally how this works. And that's very much a situation that I'm seeing here with this Five of Wands at being at the bottom of you guys' deck, gems. So I feel it could be a myriad of different ways that this energy is playing out for you guys specifically. Those are just a few examples of it. But all in all, the important thing to note is here is you guys are going into a new cycle. The reason why you have this liaison phase that happens in the month of August is to highlight whatever this pattern of the Seven of Swords and Nine of Wands behavior is. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a fear of the past or you knowing that you leave things undone, the whole premise of this month is before you guys move forward, whatever it is that's left unfinished, put a period at the end of the sentence and get rid of the semicolon. Because if you don't, in this new cycle, it's just going to turn into a whole nother pattern where you're going to repeat the same thing again. So this is giving you guys an opportunity to break a cycle this month. And I think that that's super freaking dope. So anywho, I'm going to pull an oracle for you guys and then let y'all go. Do I want to pull it from here or do I want to pull it from the Rebel deck? might do both because I can't choose. Both of these just feel so right. Let's see. Oh, that flew out. Okay. Adventure. Dun, dun, dun. All right. It is easy to get caught up in the obligations of completing everyday chores, so much so that the very essence of inspiration and excitement can slowly fade away. And before we know it, life becomes one long day of task fulfillment. This card has shown up in your reading because it is time for some adventure. Adventures can be had near and far. It is all about paying attention to what brings the feeling of renewed excitement into your being, whether it's taking a day trip to a fun and unfamiliar place or checking out a new activity that piques your interest. It is definitely time to break the mold of what your days have turned into. Time to explore and renew yourself with inspirational energy by having an adventure. I agree 110%, Gemini. I feel very much with that 3 of Cups. That's very much the energy that you guys are in, is being excited about the future. I feel like you guys are about to embark on an adventure that's very much in alignment with you and, you know, what you want, where you're headed, like something that's very much in alignment with your truth. However, it still speaks to, with this 7 of Swords, even though you're excited about the future and things switching up and changing and getting into this new energy, you just want to make sure that with, you know, the mundane monotony cycle that you were in, that you tie up the loose ends with that before embarking on this new adventure / journey. So let's get a card from the Rebel deck so I can cuss. Oh, look at that. You are loved. You are here for a reason. Don't fuck it up. I'm just saying, Gemini. Listen to your friend, Princess. Anywho, I'm going over to my network to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. But if not, it's okay. I still love your freaking face. You know what I'm saying? And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friend.